Breaking news. Soludo acquires 163 Hilux vehicle for Zo0 Ter-r0r-1st army for them to fight the Biafra Liberation Army in the old Anambra. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 20th of December 2024, and I have video clip and of course a very important information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from where you are all over the world. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, the illegitimate governor of the old Anambra state, Soludo, has announced in the public on a national, so-called national television, that he has acquired 163 Hilux vehicle for the Zo0 Ter-r0r-1st army, only for them to come and fight the Biafra Liberation Army. Now, before playing the video for you, I also want to remind you his comment just 2 days ago, where he said that Nnamdi Kanu's release may not end insecurity in Southeast Anambra Governor Soludo. This is from Vanguard News. And there's a reason he said so. Ndị Igbo sị na orue na ọgụ ụnọ asị jide dike ka egbuo, mana eruzie na ọgụ ama achọba dike. When they gathered at the Lions Building, Enugu, and they issued a communique, which was read by Hopeless Uzodinjo. I told you, those of you listening to me will bear me witness in the comment section. I told you that this is a charade, that they are not serious. I also pinpointed the body language of Hopeless Uzodinjo and the way he laughed when he made that comment. I told you that this is not serious. And I told you, just watch out. I also made a comment the time I told the Prime Minister that these people gathered for a secret meeting, and they said, we are going to talk less and do more. We will do more and talk less. And since then, they have been looking for a way to get hold of you, the Prime Minister. And he told me that he's aware. I made this comment in the public as well. Now, Soludo has finally found his voice, and now he has realized that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, then insecurity may not end in the place they call Southeast. Have you seen it? These are the same people that have been pretending, championing the release of Nnamdi Kanu via political solution. And where are they today? They are now telling the Fulani government of the zoo that is holding Nnamdi Kanu in captive that, look, if you release this man, we are not guaranteeing you, the end of insecurity in the Southeast. Now he's talking. And if you go down, according to this evil man called Soludo, he said, Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, has expressed concerns that the release of Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, may not resolve the insecurity in the Southeast region. Speaking at a press briefing at the governor's lodge in Anambra State on Tuesday, Soludo acknowledged that Kanu has been in the custody of the Department of State Services DSS since his since his extraordinary rendition from Kenya in June 2021, where he faces charges of treasonable felony. Now, what am I trying to say here? Soludo and the rest have been pretending to fight for the release of Nnamdi Kanu just because of the activities, the doggedness, the relentless push, the relentless pressure that has been mounted on them from the Prime Minister of the BLG, and of course, the Biafra Liberation Army and our seat at home. Right? That is the reason why they have been trying to camouflage, pretending that they are, making moves for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Now that they think that Naka Balogo Mazi Samonepa, and they forgot that Europe and Africa is not the same. They forgot that Finland and the zoo called Nigeria are not the same. Now, without further ado, let me play the video for you, and I want you to pay very good attention to what this idiotic man has to say.
Let's discuss security for a bit, and then maybe we'll dovetail to pension. It doesn't sound quite the same in security, or if you like, insecurity in the state. Some residents, for example, have declared out of that 15 out of the 21 local government areas as being insecure, and I've actually asked you, the governor, to declare a state of emergency in those areas. 15 is quite a high number.
Well, I don't know who is I don't know who is stating and the numbers that anybody, of course, is there insecurity in Nigeria? Of course, the answer is yes. Do we have some insecurity here in Anambra challenge here? Of course, this is a fact. Actually, today, which is quite interesting, it's quite interesting that you had asked for us to talk yesterday. It didn't work, and you said shifted it today. But actually, today, it's coincidental that today is the 33rd month that I have been in office. This is my 33rd anniversary here. Actually, when I arrived, before I arrived in this chair, 8 local governments were under total siege by the hoodlums, taking over these entire places. As candidates, none of us could campaign freely anywhere. In those 8 local governments. In fact, a governorship candidate then was abducted while he was driving on his convoy. They stopped him and picked him. Until today, he hasn't been seen. Even myself, I was attacked in my village while I was addressing youths and so on. Left 3, they came there to take me out. Killed 3 policemen instantly on the spot, and went away with somebody that they thought was myself, as it were. So we were, even in my own local government, the day of my campaign there, that day was hell, so to speak. The kind of shooting that was rampant almost on daily basis. That's the context in which we assumed office, and we declared a war on these criminals. And I want to say that these 8 local governments are largely liberated, substantially. Largely liberated. Ihiala remains a very dark spot, and Orumba south, but we're unrelenting as we speak. We have 4 free on board camps. Soldiers, police, navy, our vigilante, and so on. 4 groups of them, right. Massively combine that local government. So when somebody says 15, so today, then, I had the opportunity to address the Anambra people on what we consider to be the next step, the next level in terms of our fight against these hoodlums, and as a prelude to what we're going to be launching after January, what we call Operation Udogachi. We have about 163 vehicles who are rolling out.
Did you hear him? He said that he has about 163 vehicles that they are rolling out to match the Biafra Liberation Army. I will say something, but let's continue watching. I will say something at the very end of this video. So I want you to pay attention and, of course, listen to what I have to say. Let's continue.
Massively deploying our vigilante service, what we call Operation Udogachi. We have about 163 vehicles who are rolling out. We're massively deploying our vigilante service to work in, and of course, I won't discuss the full details of this kinetic onslaught.
These vigilante that he's talking about are all criminals. They are the ones in charge of the kidnappings. They are the ones in charge of, all the criminal activities, including robbery. We have evidences, we have videos, and of course, pictorial evidences where Soludo's AVG, Anambra Vigilante Group, were caught red-handed, kidnapping people and robbing them at the same time. We have all these videos and evidences about what I'm just talking about. But Soludo never made any comment about it till today. You will continue to arm these criminals in the name of vigilante groups, why they continue to cause havoc and engage in criminal activities in the old Anambra State. At the end, we'll see who is going to cry for this error. Let's continue.
Against these people. And when we launch, we will also be coming up with non-force, non-brute force measures that we're also putting in place to ensure that, you see, we are facing a very unique kind of criminality where agitation, some mixture of agitation and what ideology has created an environment in which the security officers, the security agencies are being seen as the enemies and the criminals being seen as the liberators.
But that is how it is. It is only people like you, Chukuma Solunketa na Fulani. Only people like you do not see the handwriting on the wall. Because only people like you, Soludo, let me call you by your name. Only people like you, Hope Uzodinjo and Co, are the only people that do not see the criminality of the Zo0 Ter-r0r-1st army and its police. Because that is exactly what is happening. You don't see the criminality of your police and your army. But the people have seen it. So Lunketa, I want you to know that the people have seen it. That is the reason why they can never ever associate themselves with these terrorists in military and police uniform. Rather, they see the Biafra Liberation Army as their security, their authentic security men. That is the stage where we are right now. In case you don't know, let me tell you from today.
That's a very deadly combination. Right. And that is the kind of thing that we are fighting. But we're determined to cleanse them off and make Anambra the safest state in the country.
Good.
So anybody, I mean, social media, people throw up all kinds of things. They sit in their home and make their own assessment. And but that's okay.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
We rolled our sleeves.
That's why you're here.
That's why we're not relenting anywhere. Yeah.
All right.
So my people, you have heard from Soludo. They are not relenting. They are not relenting. They are seriously preparing themselves in 2025 to carry out this onslaught against innocent Biafrans and, of course, the Biafra Liberation Army. So my own job is what I'm doing right now. My own job is when I get this kind of information, I will bring it to your notice, because I know that many of you Biafrans do not have time to watch this so-called mainstream media of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom. You have no time for them, because everything they bring out to the public is all about junk stories, and of course propaganda, lies and deceit. Ife Juemalu Zoological Republic. So you don't have their time. But when you come to Biafra Unite, you listen to news, authentic news concerning Biafra. So my own job is to bring it to your doorsteps, and your own job is to support the fight for total liberation of Biafra from the Zoological Republic. That is your own job, is to support. So my people, the only thing I'm going to promise Soludo is roll out your Hilux vans. Bring them on, even though they are 1 million. Bring them. The only promise I will make to you is that the way they come is not going to be the way they will go back. The land of Biafra will continue to swallow all of them until the few remaining ones will run back to Fort Ajalon. And then Biafra land will be completely liberated from the shackles of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom. Biafrans, the time has come. You all have seen how they are prepared. They are fully prepared for our people. And what are we going to do? We are going to defend our land. Forget any other thing, any fracas on social media. Men must prepare in defense of Biafra nation. If not, thank you, my people. To salo no mozi akona poto and make it go viral.